My name is Carl Anthony, and I work in the automotive industry in Detroit. Sometimes that work encompasses future vehicle technology, and that's what we talk about here, for the most part anyway. This is AutoVision News Radio. The year was 1995. Michael Jordan had come out of retirement to play again for the Chicago Bulls. Video gamers were enjoying the debut of the Sony PlayStation, and kids everywhere, along with some adults, were uttering the phrase "to infinity and beyond" as Toy Story made its premiere. And in sunny California, OMNIVISION was getting its start, a company today that is on the leading edge of technology, developing and delivering advanced digital imaging, analog, and touch and display solutions for multiple applications across several industries, including automotive, which is what we'll talk about today with Andy Hanvey, the Director of Automotive Marketing for OMNIVISION. Andy is responsible for product and regional marketing for OMNIVISION's automotive segment. Andy has more than 25 years of experience in the semiconductor industry, having held a number of positions in engineering, applications, and marketing. He's one of the top thought leaders today across all of ADAS and automotive, and I always enjoy when I have the chance to interview him and talk with him. Joining us on AutoVision News Radio from OMNIVISION is Andy Hanvey. Andy, welcome to the program today.
Thanks, Carl, for having me on the program today.
Yeah, Andy, it's always a pleasure. So I just want to dive in, start at the beginning here. Your role as the Director of Automotive Marketing in OMNIVISION, what does your day-to-day look like? Tell us about your team and tell us about some of the projects you're focused on right now.
Good question, Carl. In my role, it is fair to say that every day is different. And the day can range from internal meetings talking about current and future products to then working with the customer on our products, technology, projects that we already have in production, and also to new projects with regards to RFQs. Yes, I do manage a team, a global team, and they're spread out. I should also mention that currently we are adding to this team due to the growth in our business.
Yes.
So I'm looking for good people to join the number one team. So if any of your listeners are interested, they can reach out to me on LinkedIn.
There's a clip on your website, and let me just read it for our listeners. It says, in addition to image sensors and related technologies, the new OMNIVISION now offers analog solutions along with touch and display technology. So Andy, let's expand on that from an automotive perspective. What does that mean for the automotive market?
Sure, Carl. As you mentioned, the new OMNIVISION, we can offer additional technologies, which is more than just image sensors. And these do range from, as you mentioned, technologies like analog components with touch and display technologies. And these have already been a very big success in mobile. And for automotive, some of these technologies can also be beneficial. Like, for example, heads-up display is a place where you could display technologies. But obviously, it'll take time for these technologies to be seen on the market due to additional testing that is necessary for automotive products. You
had mentioned the display technologies. You mentioned heads-up display. So when it comes to ADAS technologies or automotive sensing, or just, I guess, automotive safety in general, where are the trends in automotive going right now?
Well, some of the trends, they align to the KPI or key performance indicators that the sensor is required to deliver from the OEM. So these include the traditional things like HDR, LFM, and low light performance. As we continue to invest in automotive technology, we drive forward with these performance criteria as required by the market. An additional KPI is to ensure performance over the automotive temperature range, and this is very critical. Other area is the CFA, color filter array. Being able to support these different CFAs are important because different algorithms use different CFAs. Another area, two areas would be cybersecurity and ASIL functions. These are key functionalities which must be added, and we have a planned roadmap of cybersecurity generations built on what we're already delivering today for our current generation of sensors. And OMNIVISION is delivering our solutions which address the challenges and will continue with the challenges our customers do provide us.
And that's an excellent transition, Andy, because that was my next question. And one thing, and I've got to give you a compliment, because every time I interview you, I always walk away learning something new, and in particular, the challenges that your customers in automotive face. So let's talk about those challenges. And what are they? Is it form factor? Is it cost? Is it all of the above? Andy, tell us, what are some of the biggest challenges that OmniVision's customers do face right now?
Yes, I would agree that cost and form factor would be two, and some examples of how we're enabling OEMs to address this. If I look at the 8 megapixel, it would have two independent ROIs, region of interest, and this is very important from the use case for a front view ADAS camera. It means that potentially it could be used for dual applications. And what I mean by dual applications is one ROI can be used for the ADAS machine vision, whilst the other ROI could be processed and used for the car DVR. Another area is actually in-cabin. We announced at CES actually the 5 megapixel global shutter.
Right.
And the driving force behind that is reducing in-cabin cameras from 2 to 1, where you have the larger resolution sensor, you add an RGB IR CFA, and then you can use that one image sensor for both DMS and IMS, so you can reduce from 2 cameras to 1. In addition to those two specific sensors, we do have miniaturization technologies, which drive smaller camera modules, which again is important. And this is namely our CSP packaging and also our CCC, basically our camera cube, which is very interesting technology for in-cabin.
And so it brings me to another point, Andy, because we're doing this with AutoSense right now, which of course you have been a part of AutoSense for a long time. OmniVision is going to continue to be part of AutoSense. But with AutoSense, we've looked at the in-cabin trends and we've said, this is worth branching off into its own separate conference. So, Andy, let's just talk a little more specifically about in-cabin. Why has in-cabin suddenly moved to the front of the line as far as discussion? Why is it important, and why all of this focus on in-cabin lately?
Very good question, Carl. If you look at in-cabin, it's being driven by mandates. You see there's already mandates in Europe. And even other regions like China are pushing towards mandating this functionality into cars. And that's one aspect. And then it's also enabling additional functionality for the OEM. So the feature sets that the OEM can provide to the end user to be able to do those kind of functionalities, you need to have a camera. So I would say mandates and also the additional functionality that these kind of systems can deliver would be two of the reasons why we're hearing so much talk about DMS and in-cabin in general.
You have a lot of experience in automotive and your wealth of knowledge when it comes to the automotive industry. So I just want you to share for a moment what has been some of the most rewarding moments of your automotive career, and just kind of tell us about some of the key insights or lessons that you've learned over the years.
Sure. I will actually take two. The first one is product related, where we, being key part of the team, where we delivered the first 2.5 megapixel surround view and RVC solution to a leading premium OEM. It was very challenging from schedule and performance for both image sensor and the OmniVision ASIC, but with very close collaboration with the customer and the OmniVision global team, we've produced a very good solution. And maybe one day I can get one of the cars with the solution. Key insights is collaboration with the customer. It's very important, and listening to the customer and being transparent on what you can deliver in a specific time scale. Just to finish, I would say the final key highlight would be specifically since I became Director of Automotive Marketing. I think it's well known that OmniVision has had a strong number 2 market share. However, in 2022, we expect to be able to have number 1 global market share. And this is a combination of many things, having the right products at the right time, along with a strong supply chain and the team of people at OmniVision who make this happen.
Andy, I want to thank you for your time today and wish you all the best of luck going forward.
Thank you, Carl. And it's been a pleasure to speak with you today.
You can keep up with the latest from OmniVision on Twitter at OmniVision_news. That's at OmniVision_news. OmniVision also has a fabulous LinkedIn profile that you can follow as well. You can also talk with Andy and his team directly by emailing auto.marketing@ovt.com. That's auto.marketing@ovt.com. In Detroit with Andy Hanvey. From OMNIVISION, I'm Carl Anthony, AutoVision News Radio.